Getting rich is a science. Just like physics has laws, money has rules. And once you follow them, building wealth becomes easy. Today you learn how the rich play the game of money, the rules I follow, the mindsets that set them apart, and the mistakes they avoid. Many people believe that to be rich, you need to be born to a rich family. Actually, 86% of millionaires in America didn't inherit their wealth. They instead learn how to play by the rich person's rules, even though they started broke. The game does favor those with capital, but you can still win if you learn the 5 commandments wealthy people use, the ones you weren't taught in school. First commandment: make money while you sleep. Most people trade time for money, but rich people trade money for more money. Poor mindset: I'll work more hours to make more money. Rich mindset: I'll invest in something that makes money for me while I sleep. For example, a $10,000 investment in the S&P 500 in 2000 would be worth over $40,000 today without you doing anything. That's the power of using money to make more money. Second commandment: own assets, not liabilities. Poor people buy things that make them look rich, such as fancy cars, designer clothes, and the latest gadgets, which all lose value over time. Rich people buy things that make them richer, such as stocks, real estate, and businesses, which tend to increase in value over time. Third commandment: diversify your income sources. The average millionaire has 7 different income sources. Poor people put all their eggs in one job basket. Rich people build multiple streams: investments, businesses, royalties, interest, real estate. If one dries up, they have 6 others flowing. Fourth commandment: buy time, not things. Rich people use money to delegate as much work as they can, buying back their time so they can make more money. They hire assistants, employ housekeepers, and pay for faster transportation. Poor people waste time to save money, and they wonder why they never get ahead. Time is the only resource in the world you can never get more of. Once it's gone forever, like a fart in the wind. Fifth commandment: level up. One of the best ways to make more money is to become more valuable. You should always be thinking, how can I do this better? The higher your skills, the more the game rewards you, because companies suddenly need you more than you need them. The same principle applies to relationships. Most people think making more money will fix their financial problems. Get a raise and expenses go up with it. Win the lottery and most winners go broke within 5 years. That's because it's not about how much money you make, it's about having the right mindset. First mindset: own more than you owe. If you've got more debt than assets, you're playing the games backwards. But remember this, not all debt is bad. There's good debt, there's bad debt. Good debt is when you borrow at a lower interest rate than the return you expect to earn. For example, a low-interest mortgage used to buy a home or an investment expected to appreciate. Bad debt is when the interest you pay is higher than the return you get. Think of carrying a high-interest credit card balance to buy designer clothes that lose value. Avoid that kind of debt like I avoid John from next door.
Hot one today, huh? Yeah!
Second mindset: delayed gratification. Most people are hardwired to think short-term. They want to get rich yesterday, which leads them to take risky bets, like buying call options that expire in just 1 week. I'm looking at you, Wall Street bets. Building real lasting wealth takes time and patience. Remember, there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme, only a get-broke-fast scheme. Do you ever wonder why you're still not getting ahead even though you're doing everything right? Here are the 5 mistakes that keep 80% of people broke their entire lives, and I guarantee you are making at least 2 of them right now. First mistake: you don't track your money. Most people treat their money like a mystery box. They get paid, they spend, they check their balance, and wonder who robbed them. Well, your bank account isn't a murder mystery, it's just simple math. If you don't track where your money goes, you'll feel like it disappeared. Solution: start tracking everything. How much do you spend on food, coffee runs, subscriptions you forgot about? Once you see where your money is actually going, you can control it instead of letting it control you. You can use an app like YNAB. I'll leave a link in the description. Second mistake, inflation. Here's something most people don't realize. Holding cash is making you poorer in real time. Put $1,000 under your mattress today. A year later, it's still $1,000, but buys less. It's not that prices are going up, it's that your dollars are going down. That's inflation quietly stealing from you. Solution: start investing. It doesn't have to be much. Index funds, real estate investment trusts, or your uncle's restaurant. Maybe skip the last one. Third mistake, excessive spending. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Most people go broke trying to look rich. Designer clothes, liability. New iPhone every year, liability. Girlfriend, liability. Solution: follow this simple rule. If it doesn't make you money, think twice before buying it. Fourth mistake is the lack of a plan B. Most people rely on just one source of income, their job. If the worst happens and they get fired, there's no cash coming in, and they can't pay for housing, food, or utilities. That's why you need an emergency fund. At least 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account that keeps up with inflation and protects your purchasing power. And there's one mistake that stops them all: investing the wrong way. In this video, I show you the investing mistakes that cost people millions and how to avoid it.